What's going on, boys? It's your boy, Cerrone Macaroni MMA here, back in another video. And today we're going to go over some new UFC fight news. And let's talk about, the kind of sort of underwhelming Salkilld Gamrot fight night card coming up this Saturday. Just quick fight news. But it's probably going to be a very quick video I'm dropping today. Just a little bit of fight news. A big fight that's been announced, literally 10 minutes ago. I just want to make this video really quickly for that fight specifically and, the card upcoming. But let's get right into it here and let's go off. Now, obviously, Gamrot versus Salkilld, UFC Fight Night is happening this Saturday, August 8th. Even though this card is kind of on me, I still will be watching the full card, of course. Of course, I have to watch the full card. I have to, bro. And also, bro, this matchup is the hardest matchup to make ever, bro. The hardest matchup. Do you know how hard it is trying to decipher who's gonna win this fight, bro? I've been literally thinking about it for days. I've been thinking about Salkild's advantages, his weaknesses, and same with Gamrot's weaknesses and advantages. So difficult. But anyways, main card here. Obviously Gamrot Salkilld, banger fight. Banger fight. Salkild's on the title run. Gamrot's trying to hold a position and get close to the belt too. Then you have the co-main event, Ferreira and Billy Quarantillo, who hasn't fought like in 2 years. I think a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I think 2 years. And then you have Darren Elkins, Unk retirement fight. Amanda Lemos, who's upcoming Alexia Tanara, and who's kind of in her prime of her career. And then Billy Goff first time out 2 upcoming prospects in the welterweight division. This main card does not look bad. It's not the worst main card ever, but it just doesn't fit. I feel like having a co-main event of Diego Ferreira and Billy Quarantillo under Gamrot and Salkilld, it's kind of a crime, bro. It's kind of a crime, bro. Let's be honest. Be honest with me, guys. Would you, if you saw Diego Ferreira versus Billy Quarantillo as a co-main event on a card, bro, would you really think that's a fight you really want to see really badly, bro? Especially because Diego Ferreira is like 41 years old, and Billy Quarantillo hasn't fought in 2 years, bro. He hasn't not looked good in his last couple fights either. But these fights aren't the worst. Mena Lemos and Alexia Tanara is a ranked fight. Gamrot Salkilld is a ranked fight. I mean, it's cool, but I feel like these fights, this Gamrot and Salkilld could have easily been added to the UFC 330 card for sure. The main card, that'd be a banger fight to have on the main card. But they didn't do it. I don't know why. You know how the UFC is when it comes to certain stuff like this. Anyways, let's get to what we've all been waiting for here. That being the UFC fight news we have here. That being the first thing I'm even going to talk about for the UFC fights I'm talking about here that I'm excited to see. That being, it was announced. I saw the Instagram. We were I remember when I first saw Rodriguez for Gene Silva. Oh, I was been confirmed. I was like, okay. But was there in a Twitter account that said that? And I was like, wait a minute, hold up. I can't believe what you're saying because you're a random account. First of all, you're not legit. But this fight has been in the works. I know this fight's been in the works. But Gene Silva is back. Rodriguez is back. The inactivity king, Yair Rodriguez, bro. This dude literally fights once a year, bro. He hasn't fought since April of last year, bro. April. But even before that, he literally was quite literally fighting once a year. That Brian Ortega fight, that was the only fight of the year. He fought Volk, Josh Emmett. Huge gaps between those fights. Bro, I swear. It's just so but he's such a good fighter. Such a good fighter. He's a good UFC resume, bro. He's been a lot of top guys. And Gene Silva is literally a guy who I think he's obviously not well liked, but he is such a good this is a good matchup, bro. Overall, good matchup. Gene Silva definitely could be a future featherweight champion, bro. But I do think in order for him to be champion, Volk needs to retire first and then he can be champion. Because if Mobstar can't beat Volk, and that's what it's looking like. The Mobstar Volk fight's coming up too, being confirmed soon. Then Mobstar gonna have a very hard time beating Volk, and the odds are mostly on Volk's side. Then Gene Silva is definitely not gonna beat Volk in a 5-round main event fight for sure. But I would say this fight's really good. Really good UFC no main event, bro. A lot of people, regardless of what you think of either of these fighters, bro, this fight is going to be a banger main event, bro. I'm telling you. Banger main event. I'm excited for this, bro. I really have no other words, bro. Like, this is a really good fight. I really want to see this. We can just move on to the other fights I have here. Okay, we have some two nice, cool little fights we have going on here. The first one, yes, I'll start with Josiah Harrell, and he is gonna be fighting another, kind of new guy to the UFC, Elvis Brenner here. I mean, he's not new, but like, he's, you kind of get what I'm saying. Now with this fight, Josiah Harrell, he did get slimed by Jacoby Smith, bro. Jacoby Smith slimed him, bro, and they both were undefeated at one point. But Josiah Harrell is he's one of those guys I like a lot, upcoming prospects in the UFC. Do I think he's gonna win a belt? No. Do I think he's a really good fighter? Yes. This guy is really good. But I'll say this fight's gonna be not the toughest fight for him, because the toughest fight was Jacoby Smith. But I do think Josiah Harrell definitely is going to steamroll through Elvis Brenner, bro. This fight's pretty. That's not one-sided, but if like if you look at the resume of Josiah, you watch some of his film, bro. He's a really good fighter, bro. Yes, he fought Jacoby Smith. He got slammed up, but still, Jacoby Smith is another top waterweight guy, bro. So, players, like, that is what it is, man. Elvis Brenner, not really too fond of him that much. I don't really care too much about Elvis Brenner, but I do think he's on a 3-5 losing streak, bro. He hasn't won in like 2 years, but he has lost to some pretty good guys like McDebeck and Joel Alvarez, guys like that. But I do think Josiah Harrell has a big advantage in this fight. I think he's gonna really, he's more power than Elvis Brenner, gonna knock him out. That's gonna be kind of a quick one for me, a quick little, overview of this fight. Next up we have upcoming new women's UFC prospect, that being Alice Pereira, and she is versing another UFC fighter who's kind of been in the UFC for a little bit, had some fights, and that being, her name's kind of hard to say, Daria Zelezyakova. I forgot to say her name, bro. Her name's so hard to say, but I think Daria versus Alice Pereira, this is gonna be a nice fight, bro. A nice fight. I do think Alice Pereira, I'm favoring her in this fight. I think she's the better fighter. But like at the same time, bro, like she definitely could lose this fight. But Alice Pereira in the last fight, she fought on. I'm trying to remember. She fought on the Moicano Duggan card. That was like because I remember she fought UFC no shit, but that was not her latest fight. And this fight was when she beat Hilly Cohen, who's a can, gets destroyed by everybody. But she led in that fight. Like, she has the striking. I mean, she has ground game, but like that's not really what I'm worried about in this fight. I just really want to see her do a good job on the feet and really show what she can do. Because she's a good striker. Like, she's pretty good. Yeah, she did get taken down the Hilly Cohen fight. She could be a little weak to takedowns and all that. Like, I do know in her loss to... She lost her first fight against... I forgot who was against. When she lost her first fight, I do think she had trouble with, like, kind of the ground, just getting outstruck a little bit. But I do think she's still a good fighter. She still definitely win this fight for sure. And beat Daria. But I know, yeah. But anyways, these two fights are really good. Two upcoming prospects here trying to prove their worth and stay in the UFC. Alice Pereira, Josiah Harrell, two people I like in the UFC. Two upcoming people, a lot of potential, not championship potential, but potential to stay in the rankings, stay in the UFC for a while. So never know. And then lastly, we have two more fights, two more banger fights, bro. We have Jack Jenkins, right? Jack Jenkins versus one of my favorites, bro. One of my favorite under the radar guys, Sean Woodson, bro. And me, bro, I'm just gonna say it flat out. I want Sean Woodson to win, bro. Sean Woodson hasn't fought since April, bro. It's April of last year, bro. It's been a minute since he fought, bro. And we were wondering, like, where's this dude at? Is he gonna fight soon? And he's back, bro. And he's fighting on the UFC Shanghai card, the China card. Go fight Umar, headlining by Umar and Song Yadong. Fighting Jack Jenkins, bro. I'm excited, bro. I think a big reason why he took a long break. He took a long break from fighting was really just because, yeah, KO'd by Danny Gay, and that was his first time getting finished, like a K knocked out ever. But I do think Shaw Winston's one of my favorite guys, bro. He's such an interesting build, interesting fighter. He's a kick, rangy guy, a lot of knockout power. Judging is also a guy who I like. I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan favorite of him, but I still like Judging. I think he's a pretty good fighter. I do think in this fight, Sean Woodson is gonna be. He has the upper hand, bro. The reach, the length, the height, the advantage, bro. But this fight's another tough fight, bro. Tough fight, bro. I do think it's gonna be one of my favorite fights to go over on this video, bro. Just because Sean Winston's such a like not with Dean Silva, yeah, this fight, but this Sean Winston's like one of my favorite, bro. He's such a fun fighter to watch, bro. Let's move on to the last fight we have here. That being Punahele Soriano versus Daniil Lachenko. Two guys who are really good. Lachenko's undefeated in the UFC. He just came off a win against Theodore Bergeron, and on the Azerbaijan card, knocked him out clean. But that's his debut, so fair enough to him. But anyways, it's a good fight, bro. Both these guys are nasty, bro. And hear me out, bro. It's crazy how Soriano lost to Dustin Stoltzfus, right? But then he KO'd Uros Medic, bro. Like, isn't that crazy to think about? Like, I'm just still mind blown that that's even a thing. But I do think this fight's gonna be really good. This fight's gonna be on the feet, bro. Two guys who have a lot of power to them. They're not really guys who like stay away from confrontation. They like to, bang each other. I would say that. Donald Jacobs, like, he hasn't lost in the UFC yet. I remember him in the Contender Series, Ultimate Fighter. Nice fighter, really good. This fight's really 50-50, bro. Whoever gets, I do think Soriano might have more power than Danchenko, but Danchenko's still a really good fighter. Very underrated. He's tough, bro. He's tough. And so Soriano, but this fight would be really hard to, see. I think this fight's gonna be on the France card, I believe. I think so. I'm not totally sure, but I'll have to check that later. But anyways, good fight. Two good fights right here. Bang! I'm excited for both these fights. But anyways, that's gonna be the end of the video. It's gonna be a quick, little UFC news video, and going over Salkilld versus Gamrot. I think the main card's kind of weak for that. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more MMA content. We try to drop every day. 4 days, but it's gonna be it. Peace.